Welcome to the Better Together podcast, where we look for ways we can work together to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. Today we have with us two representatives from Teamwork Missions. You might have heard about them and the good work that they're doing, their partnership with NAM. And so we've got Johnny and Caleb that are here, and hey, we need to give a shout out to them. So you were in Florida for a good while at the Seffner Church, and you were at Welch College, and a MDiv graduate from Liberty, and a newly minted PhD from Liberty University. Yep. So we need to give a shout out. We need to give a hand to Caleb. And so you guys are busy guys, but you stopped by the studios today. So welcome to the Better Together podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you're representing pretty well, missing our cap over there. I may have yours. I don't know. But tell me about Teamwork Missions.
Yeah, so Teamwork Missions, our main focus is doing missions trips, and kind of our niche is to do it stateside. And so I know, like, when you think of missions trips or just missions in general, a lot of times you think like a foreign land, far away country. We got to have that. We support that. We need it, obviously. But our calling is just here in the States. And so from all over, from coast to coast, California to Florida, up to the New England states, we lead short-term mission trips for church groups, school groups, family groups are becoming more popular just to be the hands and feet of Jesus. And so, we do these short-term mission trips. That's our main focus. We got a few other things that we do, but that's primary goal. And we get to partner with NAM, like you said, to take some mission trips to help support church plants.
Oh, good.
And so it's really cool. Some of the guys we've been able to work with out in California, like the Chris Little Creek and his wife, Amos Dillard, Stephen Kimbrell. We're going to be working with the Landers in North Carolina coming up. And so, yeah, it's really cool to see how the Lord has just kind of put things together.
Oh, this is great. So if you're a regular listener, and you're a Free Will Baptist, you've heard about the study that was done with Truth and Peace, E-Team, which is a international missions trip, CTS, Church Training Service, and College Missions Program. And those tend to be like 3-week deals. People apply to them. What you're really offering is, hey, we're supporting that. We think that's a great idea. We're providing something more stateside, a little bit short-term focus, isn't it?
Yeah, so typically our mission trips are about a week long. We came across the study that said the United States receives more missionaries than any other country. Now, we send the most, throughout the world, but that's kind of crazy to think about. So, growing up in the South Florida, there's a church on every corner. And so to think that we're receiving missionaries here. And so, I mean, if you turn on the news, turn on social media, you're going to see that America needs the light of Christ. Yeah. And so some of the areas that we serve, like big inner cities or like on Indian reservations, it's almost like a third world country. Man, we just want to get students or individuals like seeing things from a different perspective. And I know the impact it had on me going on mission trips growing up. And so it's like, man, if we can get students, individuals to have a different lens or a different perspective to see the world as Jesus does, man, that's the goal.
Right. So you guys, you probably grew up, your dad ministering there in Tampa, Florida. What a beautiful place. And there are churches all around. But you're telling us, hey, guys, there's places right here in the United States, and the world is coming to us. And if you'll just listen, if our listeners think about it for a bit, you mentioned Amos Dillard, you mentioned Chris Little Creek. I remember when Chris Little Creek and his wife were choosing where to go. It's one of the least church spots in America. So you're going places where even in America, there's not a lot of churches and there's great needs.
Yeah, absolutely. And something cool is that, we're taking these students on these mission trips to serve, like you said, with the Little Creeks. And now, 2 years ago, we did a college mission trip, college age. And 2 of the students from our mission trip that got to work with the Little Creeks on our mission trip, they're going out to help and plant in San Diego now. And so it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, it is cool to see, the young adults own that.
Yes.
They go to serve, they see the need.
Right.
And they're actually hands-on, boots on the ground right there. And then through that experience, the Lord works on them and calls them back to serve. So that's what we like to offer young adults is those experiences on ways to serve, places to serve, and how can I use my talents for the Lord? And this kind of activates that within them, and then the Holy Spirit can do the work from there.
Yeah. And so we need to stress, okay, sounds good, But this is not just a trip. So you spent many, many years as a youth pastor working with children and youth, trying to help them develop them along. You spent a lot of time studying Gen Z, a PhD in those kinds of studies, also MDiv program like in apologetics. So as they do these trips, you all are also trying to help them to tie it all together, which is how someone does go be with the Little Creeks.
Yeah, absolutely. So like on all of our trips, missions trips, we say we want to equip the individuals coming on. So like give them practical ways, like tools to have gospel conversations. Then we want to engage them. So it's like, you got the tools now, let's go tell people about Jesus. And then we want to see that expanded. So then take it back home with them in their community, in their town. But like you were saying, we do try to tie everything together. One of our mottos is we want to get individuals to live on mission.
Yes.
And living on mission isn't what you do for a week on that missions trip, but it's like it's a rhythm that you got to implement into your life. You got to take it back home with you. And so, yeah, we'll talk about different things like some Christian leadership things on the missions trips. We'll talk a little apologetics, some of the spots we serve. A little bit different. We'll go to national parks, and they got First Amendment spots. And you can pretty much set up and do whatever you want. So we'll take our worship guy, we'll play worship music, a box drum. And we did this past summer with our college missions trip at the Grand Canyon. And what's really cool is a ton of people come to the Grand Canyon to check it out. But the First Amendment spot is right by the visitor center, right by the bathrooms, right by the bus drop-off. So people can't get away from us if they want to. Man, we handed out like 200 Bibles and prayed with like hundreds of people. And so then after that, we'll go into the Grand Canyon and we'll talk a little creation, apologetics. So we kind of try to tie all that together.
Oh, that's great.
Let me add to that, too. It's kind of cool. You know, we're right here in the U.S., but at national parks, I was reading like almost 40% of visitors to U.S. national parks are foreigners. You know, they're tourists here visiting the U.S. So it's got an international twist to it. Yeah. I think we gave out Bibles in 7 different languages this past summer at the Grand Canyon. So, yeah, you're hitting America, yes, but you're also got that international.
Yeah, because the world is coming to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, another thing, probably most of your kids that participate have never been to the Grand Canyon, or they've never been to Boston, or wherever you go. It's also, I know part of what you do is it's an opportunity to learn a bit about American heritage, isn't it?
Yeah. So we also have like a branch of Teamwork Missions where we kind of focus on the faith that our country was built on. And so, yeah, we have some opportunities there as well. And it's kind of cool how the Lord's opening the doors to keep growing that particular branch of our ministry. We've done stuff in D.C. We'll do stuff in Boston, Philadelphia. But like, for instance, we're offering a mission trip to Philly this coming summer. But also we'll tie in some, like you said, some Christian heritage type stuff. And so, for example, like if you're in Philadelphia, you'll see the Liberty Bell. On that is etched Leviticus 25:10, right? It says, "Proclaim liberty throughout all the land." You know how many people walk past the Liberty Bell and have no idea that's on there? If you go across to another spot there in Philly, Carpenter's Hall, that's literally where the founders met to talk about like breaking away from Britain. And every morning when they met, they would bring from Christ Church right across the street Reverend Duché to lead a devotion and prayer. It's like, man, that's how we were started. That's the faith we were built on. And so we just like to retell the story of America. And so, yeah, we do add some of those aspects into it.
Well, I'm sold. I want to do it. How do I go about, hey, summer I've got some time. I want to go with Teamwork Missions. What do I do?
Yeah, absolutely. So, man, if you want to go on a mission trip or a history trip with us, reach out to us. You can follow us on social media, check out our website, reach out to us. And, man, we love getting students. We love getting church groups. We love getting school groups to be the hands and feet of Jesus. And so, yeah, reach out to us, and we'd love to connect with you.
So I can, as an individual, go. I can, as a church group, go. I can, as a school group, go. Basically, any way I want to go, I can go.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. The majority of our trips are a group coming, but we do offer throughout the year where like an individual or a couple or a family can sign up and go with other families.
Very
if that
good.
makes sense.
Now, there's some other aspects. You kind of alluded to these earlier. You've got this retreat center. Walk our listeners through about that. What is the retreat center?
Yeah, so it's really cool how we acquired the retreat center. So we got 12 and a half acres, 3 buildings, 4,000 square feet each, chapel, a dining hall, a bunkhouse, and then we also have 7 small cabins with the bathhouse. And really how we acquired it is it's a miracle. The Lord pretty much just handed it to us. We paid $3,000 for 12 and a half acres, 3 minutes from Fall Creek Falls State Park. Pretty crazy. But the first time we checked out the property, we're like, hey, this is going to take a lot of resources. It's going to take a lot of our time. We had to pray about taking it, and the Lord gave us peace about it. And so a year later, fast forward, a ministry came in and redid our entire bunkhouse. Their ministry is to build buildings for other ministries or remodel buildings for other ministries. Super, super cool. And so what they did in 5 weeks at our bunkhouse, it's brand spanking new. Didn't have AC, didn't have heat, has AC, has heat. My favorite part of the bunkhouse is the bathrooms. The partitions used to come up about chest high in the bathrooms. Now they're regular height. So no, it's really cool. So what we're doing there now is bringing in groups. We're renting it out to churches if they want to do church camp. Particularly for our ministry, we'll do missions trainings, Christian apologetic breakouts, Christian leadership conferences. But it's absolutely beautiful where it's at. Right there in Fall Creek, right by Fall Creek Falls.
It is literally, like Caleb said, we're about 2 or 3 minutes from a beautiful 500-foot waterfall.
Wow.
It's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beautiful place to hike and get out and see God's creation.
Yeah.
And so that sparks a lot of conversation on the apologetic side. And sometimes we'll take groups night stargazing over there. But that's like our playground for the retreat center.
Yeah.
And just see how God has worked and opened doors there is pretty amazing.
And it's right outside of, or right in Nashville, Tennessee, really.
Yeah, well, it's about an hour and a half east of Nashville.
Okay.
So it's right between Knoxville, Nashville, and right above Chattanooga.
Very good.
It's a great location. It really is.
So again, somebody's interested in that, they just reach out to you, and they could set up, bring their group over and do that.
Yes, sir, absolutely. We got social media for the Teamwork Missions Retreat Center. You can reach out to us through our website. But yes, sir.
So I feel like I would be dropping the ball if I did not ask both of you. First off, what about your experience working with youth all those years? How does that entail with what you're doing here? And then we'll go to you, Caleb. Tell us a bit about what you learned about apologetics. I can feel that already coming out. And maybe we'll get into a little bit with Gen Z about and how that drives what you do here. So that you've learned a lot, Johnny, working with kids all those years.
Absolutely. And it was invaluable the time I was youth pastor there in Seffner.
Yeah.
I loved it, and youth ministry was my passion. And I really didn't ever see myself getting out of youth ministry. You know, sometimes in the ministry, things are stepping stones or up the ladder to different positions. Basically, the Lord put on my heart, you're going to be working with young folks. And so I was satisfied with that. But of course, you know how things go and things grow and the Lord leads. Ending up with Teamwork, man, my time as youth pastor just fed into everything that we do now with young folks. And we minister and we do trips with all different age categories represented in the church. But our most popular trips are with high school and college age groups. And that's, I love it. The Lord, when he calls you to something different, it's not a change of calling, it's a change of assignment. And so, man, I have loved my time with Caleb. It's such a, it's a blessing in a way to minister with your family.
Right.
And besides Caleb being part of the ministry, we really hadn't mentioned yet, Garrett, my older son, is a vital part of what we do as well.
Wow.
He leads all of our worship and our music in that aspect of what we do. My wife is involved. She is like a full-time volunteer. It goes almost everywhere we go. She is there too, kind of keeping us in order, keeping us in line, keeping us on time.
Yeah.
She's our scheduler and calendar. But yeah, through that, and I can see how God prepared her heart. She worked at the school there in Seffner Christian Academy, SCA, for 24 years as a teacher.
Wow.
And so, but she also coordinated events for the school and handled that part of it. And so we can see how God has just kind of prepared our family to minister together. So it's a beautiful thing, and praise the Lord. What a blessing it's been. And man, just to see the potential of this ministry, what God has done already is amazing, but what there still could be done, it's just so awesome to see the Lord work. So, yeah.
So it really worked good for you. In other words, from one step to the next, working with your family and all the rest of it. And then, Caleb, did you see, is that why you were doing the apologetics degree? Is that why you did the studies that you did after Welch College?
Yeah, so like for Christian apologetics, when I was starting to study that, honestly, kind of walking out of Welch, I wanted some answers for some hot topics, some difficult questions, and it kind of came to like, all right, I'm tired of piggybacking my faith off my parents.
Yeah.
And so I just saw, I wanted to know some answers myself, and then I wanted to be able to help others. Like, hey, like here's how we can kind of deal with these questions or take on these questions. And so it is a big part of our trips, the Christian apologetics breakouts. You know, First Peter 3:15, be able to give a defense for the hope that's in you.
Yeah.
And I think you were mentioning the research, the PhD. Something I came across was that the problem of evil is one of the biggest problems that students walk away or can't grasp Christianity. And so, man, we want to do our best as we have students and individuals on our mission trips to pour into them, because they're here serving and pouring into others. It's like, man, if we can pour into them on these different topics and help them grow their faith. So that's kind of where the Christian apologetics, I started, hey, I want some answers, and let's help others kind of wrestle these questions.
Yeah, and so then in your talks and traveling with the young people, you're able to kind of go at some of those questions that you know they're naturally going to run into in their different walks of life.
Yeah, absolutely. We were just in it's Rollo, Missouri.
Yeah,
with Mosaic Church. Yeah,
Yeah, Tebow.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Josh Chapman. And they're going through a series, and I preached a particular topic in their series, and it's like how to own your own faith, essentially. And it was really encouraging. I had all these students coming up after, like asking questions, and we got to kind of discuss and kind of walk through some different questions of the faith. And so, I mean, students and individuals, they are looking and searching, and so just being prepared to have those conversations.
Well, good job. We appreciate you guys stopping by, and we're so excited about Teamwork Missions. How do they get up with you guys if they want to plan a mission trip or they want to come to the retreat center?
Yeah, so you can check out our website, teamworkmissions.com. Teamwork Missions on Facebook, Instagram. You can email us, teamworkmissions@gmail.com. And we are booking up. Summer 2026 pretty much full, so get with us soon if you want to get on a mission trip or get on a retreat. And we would love to do ministry with your church or your family or you. So
excellent. Thanks for stopping by and being with us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
And we want to thank you for listening. Maybe you know somebody that would benefit from this podcast. Please take it. Please share it with them, because remember, every little thing we do, it really does matter. When we come together, when we work together, we're better together. Thank you for being with us today.